Hey there. Today I'm going to turn the water on the left into clean water and fill that empty glass with such water after it's been through the Sawyer Squeeze Water Filter. I'm just going to do this in one continuous take from now, and then I'll talk about how the filter works and do a bit more of a tabletop review of it afterwards. So what you can see there is water, this one here, water that I've pulled out of my dog's dish. Stirred it up and pulled it out. My dogs are long-haired, so every time they drink they deposit a little bit of dirt into the water. It's now settled and you can see the quality of their drink. So you've got a basic yellowish tinge with a bit of hair in it suspended. Probably a bit of mould too. The bucket had a bit of green on the inside, and of course the powdery dirt at the bottom. So let's put that in our filter bag and I'm going to drink it. Oops. Might just leave the solid dirt in there. So, in this bag now is some fairly yellow, fairly bitty water that is definitely in need of filtering. And there we go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is a fair bit clearer than it was. Now, you're more than welcome to flick back to the opening frame and compare the two. But especially when you put it, it's catching a bit of the refraction from the floor of the room, I think. But you put it right up to the camera. Let's compare it to water from the tap, shall we? That'll be a good comparison. So, that is water from the tap, and when I look at the two, I see no difference. In fact, I'm going to drink this right now. Does not taste like dog at all. Let's get to tabletop. I'll talk you through how this thing works. So this is your basic Sawyer Squeeze Water Filtration System. This unit here is the essential. Water is squeezed through there from either a bag or really anything with a pretty standard plastic thread attachment. So Coke bottles fit in here, 2 litre Coke bottles and such. So anything you can squeeze through, you squeeze it directly into your container and it comes out here, as you saw with this water in the glass here. This gets a vast amount of particulates out. It is something in the order of 99.99, a few more nines percent of protozoas, bacterias, anything that's not a virus. Viruses are a bit too small, so hopefully my dogs don't have human AIDS or something like that, because I might have a case of that coming up, but pretty sure they don't, so don't regret my decision really that much. But yeah, if you do want to cure all your water of viruses too, and that's more of a consideration if you're travelling overseas where water's contaminated by human sources, because you're more likely to catch a human virus in areas with poorer water chlorination or water sanitation. So say if you're going to, in Australia, Australians travelling to Bali get Bali belly all the time from all sorts of viruses and things that are in the water. So you bring a UV pen as well if you're worried too much about viruses. But if you're like me and you're just after a water filter for bushwalking, then this is a very liberating piece of kit. Liberating because before I got this, I would bring all the water that I was planning on bringing in a camelback and in a water bottle, and end up with an extra 5 kilos in my loadout, because obviously a kilo of water is a kilo of weight. A litre of water rather is a kilo of weight. So bringing this, I can travel much lighter, because all of my spots that I go are all riverside. The Murray River where I am, the water is fairly green and soupy, but as I've done probably with thousands of litres by now, this thing will make it just like so. Very drinkable, very clean, and I've never gotten sick, not once. So how does it work? You get this bag, you get 2 other smaller bags, but I only really bring this bag with me. This is the 1 litre, 64 ounce bag, I think 1 litre is it? Maybe 1.25. Don't know my ounces to my litres particularly well. I think it's about 1.5 litres actually. So this, you just, I usually prefer to capture my water in another container. So like I'll use a secondary drink bottle, use that, and that'll just be my dirty water drink bottle. I'll use that to just pour straight in. You can sort of blow this up and put it in the water, but it's just a bit easier to, because it's a very small inlet, it's nice to just be able to pour in, because it gets that pressure and fills straight up without air gurgling back out, things like that. So you get that, you get this. This came with a little cap on the back just for protection, but I lost that pretty much on my first or second kayak trip, so that's gone. But and then this end here you screw off, and this is just the same. You can, if you lose this, you just be able to find another one just off like a kid's pop top drink bottle or something. So it is very much just, this is the guts. They also give you a big syringe to be able to do back flushing. I'll show a back flush now because it is quite interesting. Just suck up a bunch of your clean water. Alright. Just pour that one in there. And you might actually see, I don't know how recently I've back flushed this, but let's zoom in and see the sort of stuff that it catches. Hopefully it was ages ago and you get like a real horror show, which is yeah, quite interesting to see what sort of things you're sidestepping. So all I'm going to do, you can see I've just got the plunger here plugged into the outlet. I'm going to blast it out the inlet, so it's just in reverse. There we go. So you see a little bit of crap in there. Do another one of those. Yeah, that's the clean stuff. I must have cleaned it after my last expedition, unfortunately, but after the Murray River, I've pushed this out and it's been almost bloody black sometimes. Just the amount of crud and algae and stuff like that it gets out. So really good tool, but I'll zoom in on that. I don't know if you can sort of make out too well. There are definitely some bits in there that would just be probably from the last intake. So very good water filter, and very cheap. This is only about a $50 bit of kit, and really I think every household should have one of these for a just in case scenario, just in case the water stops one day because there's like an earthquake or a cyclone. You hear about people in far north Queensland and stuff, you guys get terrible cyclones there all the time. When areas flood, usually the water is just screwed for days and days and days, like your municipal water, until they can secure all the pipes again and clean it again and that sort of stuff. So having one of these in your house, even if you still do have water coming out the tap, until you get the all clear that it's not all bloody mixed in with sewage, I would definitely be running it through something like this. It takes a little while, like as you probably saw when I squeezed, it doesn't just blast out, but for a filter speed, I think that's just fine. You can do a few litres per minute if you really set the task to do it. So what I'll do when I go camping now, I have, like, as well as collecting firewood, I just have, and you know, it's the cost of not carrying water, and so it's a little bit inconvenient, but I'll set up camp, and one of the tasks will be, obviously I'll gather firewood first, but then I'll spend half an hour just gathering river water, cleaning it, putting it into a clean canteen, fill everyone's drink bottles up. We'll usually bring a few like alcohol bottles and stuff like that, or any other fun drinks that we bring. Once they're gone, we'll use them to hold more water as well. So Really, really good tool and just pure indispensable. If you're a bit of a knife addict like me, I really suggest, if you do like your bushwalking and camping, just don't buy the next knife, don't buy the next multi-tool, don't buy the next super fun thing, and pick up one of these, because it is just ingenious and a lifesaver. And that is my review. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you later.